I could do better at work if I were just more motivated. I would go to the gym more often if I were just more motivated. I could start that side business if I was just more motivated. Has anyone else ever used lack of motivation as an excuse for not getting something done? I know I have. Motivation can be a double-edged sword. When you have it, you feel like you can accomplish anything. With motivation, you feel more creative, productive, and in the zone. Without motivation, you feel fatigued, you procrastinate, and it's tough to focus through the dreaded brain fog. The worst part is, motivation seems to come and go, like a fickle friend who you can never count on. But what if you could control the feeling of motivation? What if you had a magic switch that you could flip and turn on the motivation at will? In this video, we are going to look at the biochemistry behind the phenomenon of motivation and use this to understand what you can do to increase your motivation whenever you want. I'm Sara Stilleke. I'm a scientist, and my channel is all about how to become a peak performer. The first thing we need to understand here is, what exactly is motivation? People might describe motivation as a feeling of ambition, initiative, or drive to accomplish something. Regardless of how you describe the feeling of motivation, though, it really is just that, a feeling. And all feelings are caused by chemicals in the brain called neurotransmitters, which are basically tiny chemical messengers in the brain whose job it is to elicit a specific response. There are a variety of different neurotransmitters that you might have heard of. Oxytocin is responsible for feelings of bonding and nurturing. Melatonin is responsible for feelings of sleepiness. And acetylcholine is associated with physical movement. You get the idea. In the case of motivation, this feeling is regulated by a neurotransmitter called dopamine. When you experience the feeling of motivation, the brain increases the amount of dopamine in a part of the brain called the nucleus accumbens and regulates your motivational salience. Motivational salience regulates the intensity of behaviors that will help us attain a particular goal, as well as the amount of time and energy that your brain is willing to devote toward attaining a particular goal. Your levels of dopamine will naturally increase in anticipation of a reward, which is why if you take action when feeling motivated, your brain will feel more motivated, creating that feeling of momentum, otherwise known as being in the zone. Why does any of this matter? Basically, all of this means that the feeling of motivation can be created simply by increasing the amount of dopamine flowing through our brains. And fortunately, there are several known ways to accomplish this. The best news is, you no longer need to wait for the feeling of motivation to show up. You can simply do the things that cause your brain to be motivated. Here are a few very simple things that you can do to get the dopamine flowing in your brain and ignite that feeling of motivation. The first thing you can do is to accomplish small, easy tasks. When you feel like you are accomplishing goals, even small goals, your brain will start producing more dopamine. There is some truth to the famous anecdote, the first thing successful people do every day is make their bed. Making the bed allows you to start the day with a small win and increases the momentum and motivation. I like to keep a list of easy tasks for when I'm feeling brain dead. Maybe I'll water the plants, or wash a few dishes, or check the mail. As you start accomplishing a few small goals, you will start to reignite that feeling of motivation until you feel ready to conquer bigger, more complex goals. Another thing you can do to improve motivation is to move your body. Gentle cardio exercise, such as walking, can increase the levels of dopamine in your brain, which can leave you feeling more motivated and creative. The next idea is for all of you animal lovers out there. Did you know that petting a cat or dog causes your brain to release dopamine? That's right. If you are feeling unmotivated, take a short break to pet your cat and bask in the feeling of motivation and reduce stress. There is a reason why therapy dogs are so popular in hospitals and airports. Another thing that can increase your motivation is by consuming material that makes you feel motivated. Take a few minutes to sing and dance along to your favorite song, or watch a motivational speech on YouTube, or listen to a favorite podcast. Anything that makes you change your current state to one of motivation will be a good trigger to get you going. Finally, sometimes no matter what you do, you are just not going to feel motivated. And guess what? That's okay. We are all human, and there is literally no point in punishing yourself or feeling guilty when you aren't feeling motivated. When you aren't feeling motivated, there is a secret weapon that you can always fall back on: discipline. Discipline, or self-control, is the ability to get uncomfortable and give up immediate gratification in exchange for progress toward your long-term goals. Successful people are disciplined, meaning they do what they need to do even when they don't feel like doing it. It's okay to not feel motivated or not feel like doing something, as long as you have a solid sense of discipline to fall back on. And the funny thing is, if you exercise your discipline to do something productive that you don't feel like doing, oftentimes this will jumpstart that dopamine, and you will end up feeling motivated as a side effect of taking that action. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you found this video motivating. And if you haven't, go fold some laundry, or go for a walk, or pet a cat. If you found this content helpful, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.